Well, time right now is 11:16.
Joined by our chief meteorologist, Mackenzie Lake. What's our Monday looking like?
Well, a warm Monday on tap, so clouds will give way to sunny skies by the afternoon and temperatures rise into the 70s for a lot of our beaches. If you want to head out the door, today's a beautiful day to do so. And if you want some heat, well, you just have to wait through the middle of our work week. Here's where high pressure is currently. All these areas mainly impacting the Pacific Northwest. Everywhere color coded in red. Expect those temperatures to be about 20 degrees above average. However, the interior areas of the Central Coast, that's where we're seeing the heat the most. Take a look at temperatures here in Santa Barbara. So your hour by hour forecast shaping up beautifully. By the time you want to head out for lunch, you might still be running into some of these cloudy skies out here. However, by 6 p.m., the time you're heading home from work, well, take a look. Clearing skies, temperatures holding into the 70s. It's going to be a beautiful evening for maybe a nice bike ride or a nice walk outside. So let's take a look at our winds because we're in the month of June, and when we track high pressure, well, we start to see those sundowner winds appearing in our forecast each and every evening. We don't have a wind advisory just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if one was issued. So 1 p.m. we're picking up on 20-mile-per-hour sustained winds up in Paso Robles, 14 to 15 miles per hour in San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria. Inland areas will start to see winds cranking up through the middle of the day as well, but we're going to keep our eye on the Gaviota Coast. That's where some of these strongest sundowner winds are expected. By 5 p.m. dinner time, 22 miles per hour, jumping up to 30 miles per hour by 7 p.m., right around 33 miles per hour at 8. So that is advisory threshold there. That might be causing hazardous driving commutes, especially for high-profile vehicles who are traveling through the 101. And again, those are sustained winds, so gusts could easily reach 40 to 50 miles per hour. So we're tracking sundowner winds, we're tracking high pressure. Take a look at our day-by-day forecast here for the next 7. Wednesday and Thursday actually look to be well above average. So we'll still run into gloomy skies. However, high pressure is going to keep those temperatures almost close to 80 degrees. And then by the time we make it through the extended, well, high pressure is really just going to be our dominating factor. However, my forecast here looks to be changing a little bit as we head into the extended because of 2 big tropical storms. So as of 7:30 this morning, the Tropical Storm Barbara was upgraded to the first hurricane of 2025. It's a Category 1. It will likely not be anything above a Category 1. It's going to start to run into some cooler sea surface temperatures, but those sustained winds maxing out at 75 miles per hour. And take a look at what's developing right next to it. So Tropical Storm Cosme has developed over the weekend, and that's actually going to be hurricane number 2. The National Hurricane Center very confident that storm number 2 will develop into a Category 1 as well. So what's interesting about this forecast here, both of these are going to take a very similar path as Tropical Storm Alvin did. They're going to ride along the coastline up into the Baja. Both of those storm systems creating a lot of moisture, could be pluming that moisture here in Santa Barbara, could be giving us an additional set of cloudy skies, maybe even some muggy conditions to end our work week. We're going to have to keep an eye on how these systems develop, how they interact together, and what that could mean for us here in the Central Coast. Very fascinating stuff out there. And even behind those 2 storm systems, well, we have another area that's about 60 to 70% chance of yet another tropical storm, or maybe possibly forming into a hurricane. So take a look at temperatures today. We're back up into the 70s through the area, almost rinse and repeat from the weekend. As we head through the next 7 days here, we're just going to be tracking sundowner winds, June gloom each morning, a slight warming trend, a very typical pattern for this time in June. However, again, my forecast could be changing pretty drastically here, especially as we head through about Wednesday, Thursday, when those storms start to track further up into the north. We might have some hazardous marine conditions, maybe some strong waves out there as well. Keep an eye on the First Alert weather forecast on our mobile app and website. Stick around, we'll be right back.